From WFRV TV Local 5, your local election headquarters, this is Newsmaker Sunday with your host, Tom Zalaski.
Good morning. Welcome to Newsmaker Sunday. I'm Tom Zalaski. Today we focus on the November election and the race to become the state senator representing the Green Bay area. Democrat Jonathon Hansen facing Republican Eric Wimberger. The winner takes the seat held by Democrat Dave Hansen, who is retiring at the end of his term. Today we talk with Jonathon Hansen. He has served on the De Pere City Council. Hansen earned a graduate degree from Marquette University, and he was a mortgage lender with the focus of helping those who have low to moderate income and first-time home buyers. And we welcome Jonathon Hansen to Newsmaker Sunday. Welcome, sir. Good to have you.
Thanks so much. It's good to be here.
Your family has a long history of politics in Wisconsin. What was the one factor, if there was one, that made you decide to run for this office?
I think one of the things that's made my uncle, Senator Dave Hansen, such an effective legislator for this area is he's never forgotten his working class roots. Before he got elected, he was a garbage truck driver for the city of Green Bay. And I think it's very important that his successor is someone who also understands that they have a responsibility to represent all the constituents in the district, not just the well-connected. I come from a similar working class background, started working at a young age to help my parents make ends meet, and worked outside of the classroom to help pay my way through college. So, you know, I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck, and I want to be a voice for those who are too often ignored in Madison.
What has Uncle Dave been telling you, either about the campaign or about serving in the office, if in fact you win?
Yeah, so one of the things he's always done well is attend all kinds of community events and be very responsive to his constituents. Constituent service is really an area where you can make a difference in people's lives, and it can cut through the gridlock in Madison. It's something that you have the power to do as an individual state legislator, even if things are gridlocked at the Capitol. So, I have experience as an alderman serving constituents. I've been an alderman the past 3 years, and I've tried to be very responsive and act on their concerns and attend all kinds of community events. I periodically do constituent newsletters and personally hand deliver them to every house in the district. So, I have that record of serving the constituents, and that's something he always tells me is if you get elected, always take the time to do the very best you can to provide service to your constituents, and that's what I want to do. You
are a lifetime Brown County guy. What would it
Yes.
mean to you personally to be the senator from the Green Bay area?
It would mean a lot. I graduated from UW-Madison. And then I got my master's degree from Marquette University, so I spent a few years in Milwaukee or Madison, but always wanted to get back to this area. This is really where my roots are. Right after I graduated in 2016 with my master's, I came back to the area to be campaign manager for my uncle. So it was a great opportunity to come back, and then getting elected to the Pere City Council and being able to serve my community that way has been really rewarding. And now I want to try to bring change to Madison. And I graduated from Green Bay West. I've lived in De Pere the past 10 years, so, and my mom's side of the family is from Oconto. So I have vast experience in every part of the district. I know it very well. In 2016, I knocked thousands of doors in every corner of the district for my uncle. So I really know the concerns of this area well.
This COVID-19 pandemic has changed a lot of people's plans, a lot of the way they do their everyday living.
Yes.
How has it changed the way you're doing your campaign? How are you getting to your constituents?
A lot of phone calls, a lot of mailers. We've done some literature drops, no contact, so we're not actually knocking the door. I know my Republican opponent has been knocking doors without a mask. That's something that we're unwilling to do. We don't want to put the health of the constituents that I hope to represent in danger just for my own political ambitions. So we've been trying to find creative ways that we can still make that personal connection with voters, listen to their concerns, and so literature drops, mailings, digital, and phone calls have been key. Obviously, it's been a challenge because, like I said, in 2016, I loved knocking on doors in every corner of the district. I hope to be able to get elected and then, continue to knock on doors in my capacity as a senator. But right now, we've had to adjust.
We have a division in Madison, and that's to say the least. We've
Yes.
got a Republican-controlled legislature, Democratic-controlled governor's mansion. Gridlock right now.
Yes.
I mean, nothing is happening. Nothing is getting
Very
done.
true.
How would you bridge that gap? What would you bring to the table to make things better so both sides of the aisle come together?
Yeah, so one of my main priorities is restoring civility to Madison. That's why I have a bridge for my campaign logo. My slogan's Bridging Divides. It's crucial. You know, the past decade has just been consumed by partisan gridlock, as you mentioned. And a lot of it is just the tone and the rhetoric and needing to dial that back and be respectful of your colleagues and of your constituents, even the ones that don't agree with you. You know, I realize that I would have an responsibility to represent all of them, not just the ones who personally agree with me. And I have experience working across the aisle. As an alderman on the Pere City Council, you know, I've worked with local, county, and state officials from all partisan affiliations to try to generate momentum for the Brown County Southern Bridge. You know, that's a project that has been talked about for 50 years, and just within the past couple of years, we've seen more momentum than we've ever had for that project. And you know, those are the types of issues that we can and should be able to address in a nonpartisan way. We do it at the local level, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to do it in Madison, and so that's what I want to bring to the table.
This division I talked about goes deeper than Democratic and Republican. We've got people who are angry out there. They're angry about wearing masks, and they're angry about going back to school, and there's the racial divide. What do you tell to people that you want to vote for you, how you will bring those issues together? Yeah,
I mean, listening is the key. You know, listening to affected communities, for instance, on the racial issues. And you know, issues like the mask ordinance. We passed a mask ordinance in De Pere. Obviously, I received a lot of feedback from both sides, and you know, I just very patiently listened to all the concerns and you know, carefully considered them before making a decision. And ultimately, I voted for the mask ordinance. But you know, I made it clear to even the constituents of mine who did not support it that I really appreciated them reaching out to me. You know, I carefully took into consideration all of their comments. So I think listening is just something we need very badly, not just in politics, but in society in general. And you know, I really want to be a leader who listens and you know, doesn't have a ideological agenda that I'm trying to impose. You know, I'm a very pragmatic person. I like to look at you know, the facts and the data and all the feedback I get before making decisions.
What's your top priority for this campaign?
Supporting small businesses. I think you know, they've been crushed, obviously, because of this pandemic, and we need to direct state economic development aid to small businesses. You know, we've directed over, or we passed an ordinance, or I'm sorry, a bill to give Foxconn $3 billion. And you know, that is money to a foreign corporation with a long history of breaking promises. That money should instead be going to our small businesses and our startup companies and our family farms. So getting back to creating good paying jobs right here in this area is going to be my top priority.
We continue with Jonathon Hansen right after this, so please stay with us.